Mrs. Pitchford. I was just looking at one of my favorite books here, and I found a story that I thought you might like, so I thought maybe you'd want to hear it today. It's a story that was written by a lady, a woman, and her name was Margaret Wise Brown. She wrote lots and lots of really good stories for boys and girls. This story is really old. It was written in 1955, which was 65 years ago. Come on, Jerry. Jerry wants to hear too. Okay. So, the title of this story is called Sneakers the Rapscallion Cat. And it goes like this. Once there was a little fat cat, and his name was Sneakers. His mother called him Sneakers because he had 4 white paws and the rest of him was inky black. All her other kittens were inky black all over. The first time that his mother saw Sneakers lying with his 4 white paws waving in the air, she thought he must have gone wading in a saucer of milk. She picked him out of her pile of kittens by the scruff of his neck. Then she lay down and she held him, squirming between her 2 front paws while she tried to clean the milk off his tiny white feet and make them inky black, like her other kittens' feet. She licked and she licked and she licked and she purred a song while she licked, but the milk would not come off. It's because it wasn't really milk. And she licked and she licked and she purred, but still he had 4 little white paws. Just then the mother cat saw the little boy running toward her. It was the first warm day in the year, and he had on a pair of brand new, clean white sneakers. The mother cat looked at the little boy's sneakers, and she blinked at her kitten with its 4 white paws, and then she purred and she purred and she purred, and the little kitten was called Sneakers from then on. Now Sneakers was a Rapscallion cat from the time he was born. That's not a word that I know. Let's keep reading and see if we can figure out what Rapscallion means. The other kittens, his brothers and sisters, stayed in the box until they were grown up enough, but Sneakers was off even before he grew up enough. Sneakers went off after little black bugs. He chased butterfly shadows across the ground. He pounced on people's shoelaces if they were the least bit hanging. Sneakers went pounce, pounce, pounce all day long. And then he went pounce into his bed at night. And curling his little white feet under him into a warm fur ball, he went pounce. And then he went to sleep. His mother always knew that no matter how much he went pouncing off, he would always come pouncing back, so she didn't worry about him. But she did think over and over again, by the incredible velvet that grows on my nose, that is a funny little cat. One day his mother licked his little face all clean and smooth, and she said, "Now Sneakers, my kitten, my little fur cat, away you go. You are to live in the house with the little boy and make him laugh and chase away the mice and never knock things off the tables. I am a barn cat and my home is here, in the barn, in the hay. But you will be a house cat and you will sleep before the fire and only come out here in the daytime. Now off you go to the house and keep your little paws clean as the milk you drink every morning." So off Sneakers went to live in the big house and be the little boy's kitten. At first it seemed very quiet in the house at night after the barn. Sneakers missed the sound of the horses stomping in their stalls and the mice squeaking and squealing in the hayloft. Then at the table one day, purely by accident, the little boy knocked over a plate of peaches. They rolled all over the floor in every direction, little round peaches rolling away. "My, but I'm glad this happened," thought the funny little kitten, and he batted one of the peaches around on the floor. "I do wish that lots of things would come spilling all over the floor for me to chase every day." Everyone laughed so hard to see Sneakers scooting around after the peaches with his paw that they forgot who knocked the peaches over. and the little boy laughed too. But the little kitten never knocked things off himself. He just prowled round and round with one eye cocked like this, waiting for things to happen. One afternoon, the cook came back from town, all dressed up in a brand new hat with red feathers on it. This is what it looked like. Okay. She met Sneakers in the pantry. The pantry is where you keep the food. "Where are you going, you little sneaker cat?" she said to him. "Just prowling around," answered Sneakers, or at least that's what he thought it would sound like if he could talk. And he purred and he blinked his bright yellow eyes. Whiff! The wind came blowing in at the kitchen door. It blew the cook's hat off with all its red feathers, and pounce went Sneakers. Pounce on the feathers and the brand new hat. And he slid across the floor. "Oh, Sneakers, you kitten, you rapscallion cat, give me back my brand new hat." But Sneakers was having fun, and he knew the cook moved kind of slow. He batted the hat with his paw. "My, but I'm glad this happened," he thought, and he skidded the hat under the table. The cook had to chase Sneakers all over the kitchen and into the sink before she could get her brand new hat back. She put it back on her head, right on top where it was before, and she stood there looking at Sneakers. Sneakers just sat by the side of the sink where he wasn't supposed to be, and he licked his milk-white paws. "Oh, Sneakers," said the cook, "the minute I saw you, I knew you were in here just waiting to get into some kind of mischief." Getting into mischief. Let's think about that later. "No," said Sneakers, "I was just prowling around. Or that's what he thought he was saying. And he walked out of the kitchen on his 4 white paws to go find the little boy. The little boy was at the barn making the harness soft and clean with saddle soap and a wet sponge, getting it ready for the horse. "Hello, Sneaker Cat," said the little boy. "Where are you going?" "Just prowling around," said Sneakers, and he rubbed his fur back against the little boy's bare leg. Then he sat down, and he was waiting for something to happen. Maybe the sponge would drop, or maybe something would spill, for Sneakers was a rapscallion cat. That's the end of the story. So this is what Sneakers looked like in the very beginning. It's just a very simple little picture. See his 4 little feet? Milky white. So I was wondering about the word rapscallion and about the word mischief. Sneakers seems like the kind of cat who doesn't like to lay in the sun and just relax. I think Sneakers likes to get into a little bit of maybe some trouble, or maybe he likes to have adventures. I have an idea. Why don't you write a Sneakers story? Think about what Sneakers could do on his next adventure. What mischief could you have Sneakers get into? After all, Sneakers is a rapscallion cat. If you write a Sneakers story, I would love it if you would send it to me or post it on Facebook. Okay? I would love to read it. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you like that story. See you next time.